Sup, y'all? My name's Patrick Ryan, and this is another episode of CrossForge Gaming Talking Heads. Now, you've probably noticed I haven't done one of these in a while, and they haven't been coming out as often as they usually do. And there's some good reasons for that. There's some bad reasons for that. One of the bad reasons is I just have been lazy. One of the good reasons is I went off to Memphis, and I was gone for a while, and I wasn't really able to focus on the YouTube channel as much or as often as I was able to. And then this rolls into one of the bad reasons. I just kind of got a little bit lazy because it hadn't happened in a while, and I have a hard time getting remotivated when I've had a break. But that's over. I'm back. Also, I've been working a lot on the Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/crossforgegaming. There's a lot of exclusive content over there. I've got a new media team, so hopefully the content will start flowing out a little bit more regularly again and not quite so sporadically like it did before, but with as much content as there was before. And that's really what my goal is. So thank you all for understanding and bearing with me. Because I'm a little bit behind, I'm going to kind of just rapid fire through several different topics that I've been wanting to talk about and just haven't gotten around to doing. And then after I make this video, I'm going to talk about yesterday's Nintendo Direct, and that will be in a whole separate video on its own. So you're going to get two videos today. Again, I apologize for the lack of content that's been coming out to the YouTube channel as of late, but we are working on that, and I appreciate your patience. So I got the topics that I want to talk about here on my phone, so I'm just going to go burn through these. So the 21st Annual DICE Awards happened a little while ago. Wait, is that the 21st? Yeah, the 21st. I like the DICE Awards a lot. I like it a lot better than I do the Video Game Awards. The Video Game Awards happen real late in the year that they're awarding the games for. So games that came out in 2017 are being awarded at an award show that's actually happening in 2017. And what that means is that some games that came out real late in the year, maybe they get considered for the Game Awards because the people who are voting on them have already played it. But people like us who don't get games early, we haven't played a lot of these games. So some game might get an award, and we might be like, I don't even know what this is because it's not even out yet. That's crazy. Why is this happening? Also, games that came out late in the year but came out early enough, maybe we haven't had enough time to play them to really know whether or not we like them. Games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out real late last year, and I can't remember off the top of my head if it won any awards, but if it did, a lot of us wouldn't have gotten to have played it early enough to really have developed an opinion on it. And so I like that the DICE Awards happened kind of during award season. You had the Academy Awards not that long ago, and there was the Golden Globes, and the Emmys will be coming up and all that stuff. So I really appreciate that this award show happens in the year following the year that they're actually awarding the awards for. Zelda Breath of the Wild really cleaned up. In fact, Nintendo did just in general. Breath of the Wild got Game of the Year. It got, let's see, Game of the Year, Outstanding Achievement in Game Direction, and Outstanding Achievement in Game Design and Adventure Game of the Year. So Breath of the Wild, had a real good sweep. Unfortunately, because of that, Mario Odyssey only got one award, I believe, and it was something like Family Game of the Year, which is kind of weird considering. But I'm gonna go through some of these other games that got here. So So we've got Lone Echo or Echo Arena was that's an Oculus game that is immersive reality. Mobile Game of the Year was Fire Emblem Heroes, another Nintendo game. Handheld Game of the Year, Nintendo's really the only company in that space anymore, so it's not surprising that Metroid Samus Returns got that one. Snipper Clips got the Sprite Award. I don't know what that's meant for. That was not developed by Nintendo, but it was published by Nintendo. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds got Outstanding Achievement in Online Gameplay. That's not really a huge surprise. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle got the Strategy Simulation Game of the Year. That was developed by Ubisoft and published. Oh, actually, it says it was published by Nintendo also. That surprises me a little bit. I would have thought Nintendo would have published that game. But maybe that means that if Ubisoft wants to use that series or that style of series for something else, that now they can. So that's good for Ubisoft. That's really good. Nier Automata got role playing game of the year. That's a game I have not played yet. I really want to. I don't know what it's on again. If it's on PC, I should really pick it up. But if it's a PlayStation exclusive, and I feel like it might be, I probably don't have the hardware to play that. But that's a game I've heard a lot of really good stuff about. Racing game of the year, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm not a super big fan of ports, remasters, or anything like that getting awards for games like that. Kind of like, I don't feel like The Last of Us remastered for PS4 should have been up for any sort of award. I'm not saying it did. I actually have no idea if that game got an award, but that it's not the original of its game. That would be kind of like since Super Meat Boy came out on the Switch this year, having it be up for an award. I think that's strange. I think it would also be strange if Skyrim won an award because it comes out on all kinds of things. So I find that to be a strange choice, especially since you had games like Forza came out last year, and the newest Gran Turismo I think finally launched last year. So it's not like there wasn't a selection of great racing games to choose from. So hey, I'm glad that Nintendo's getting another award. I'm in. Some people would say I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but that's my feelings on it. I'm not a big fan of ports getting awards or even being eligible to get awards. I don't like it. It's weird. Fighting game of the year, Injustice 2. Family game of the year, Snipper Clips. Adventure game, that was Zelda. Action game of the year is PlayerUnknown's. Okay, so outstanding technical achievement was Horizon Zero Dawn, and outstanding achievement in stories, Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is a game that I really think would have mopped up. I haven't played it yet, but I've seen lots of videos. It's gotten a lot of really good response. But that's a game I think probably would have mopped up a lot of awards had Zelda not come out, because that's a really big thing. Okay, so outstanding achievement in sound design, Super Mario Odyssey. I can't really argue with that. Musical composition was Cuphead. Achievement in character was Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name of that right. Art direction was Cuphead, and animation was Cuphead. So Mario Odyssey, and I think it's really just because of Zelda. Mario Odyssey got kind of snubbed a little bit. Outstanding sound design, and it doesn't look like they have categories for like platformer and stuff like that. So surely Mario Odyssey would have done well there. But yeah, Nintendo really cleaned up at the DICE Awards, and I think that's really great. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Okay, so I want to talk about cheating, and I wanted to talk about this because it came up thanks to Mario Odyssey's new balloon mode. So that's a mode where after you beat the game, you can go find Luigi. He's usually by the big flying hat thing, and you go hide a balloon, and people can go find it. Well, because of glitches and stuff, people are able to like glitch their way into areas of the game that most people wouldn't be able to get to, or maybe just glitch themselves far away from where you'd be, because you've got 30 seconds to hide the balloon, and maybe there's an area that normally you wouldn't be able to get to in 30 seconds, but somebody found a way to glitch themselves into that area, and it's making it so that some of these balloons are just impossible to get unless you know the glitch. And that's been really frustrating, and it's a form of cheating. I mean, a lot of people would say, well, if you're using a glitch, you're not really cheating. But in this kind of thing, especially when, to find the balloon, you can build up a streak, and it would be really frustrating to have a really good streak broken, not because you weren't good enough to find the balloon, but because somebody essentially cheated to be able to hide their balloon. And I don't understand cheating in games. I know it's something that goes way back. And I do get cheating in like single player games, because sometimes you just want to see like, oh, what are the limits to this game that I can hit and maybe get past. And I totally understand people wanting to do that. I don't understand doing that in a multiplayer game. You're taking all the fun out of it for everybody else, and I don't see how that is any fun for you. A few while back, that's not a thing, a guy was actually streaming that while playing Overwatch, he was DDoS attacking people who were on the other team and having them get disconnected from the game so that he would get a win. You didn't earn that win. I don't understand why in the world anybody would want to do that. This has been a problem from what I've heard in games like PUBG and probably in Fortnite. In fact, there's one developer who's actually suing people who have been cheating in his game. I want to say, excuse me, I want to say it's Fortnite that's in the middle of this, and that's, I don't really know if that's the appropriate way to handle it, but it is a thing that's happening, and just, I guess I just want to say, don't cheat. It's stupid. You're ruining the game for everybody else. Just stop doing it, especially in like Mario Odyssey. Like, what are you getting out of that? Just stop. All right, so a few days ago, Chrono Trigger got released for PC. That's awesome. Chrono Trigger is a great game. In fact, Chrono Trigger is my favorite game of all time. And if you want to experience this game, the best ways to do it are, of course, on a original Super Nintendo cart. The DS remake, which is based on the PlayStation 1 remake, is really good. I would avoid the PlayStation 1 remake because it has really bad load time problems. But the DS version of that remake is really, really, really good. They added an extra level, or an extra dungeon, rather, and the anime cutscenes from the PS1 version of the game, which those are fun to watch probably the first time because they literally just animate something you've already seen in the in-game engine. So you're kind of seeing a scenario twice. It's just one time you're seeing it in 16-bit pixels, and the next time you're seeing it fully animated in like an anime style. So it's kind of cool once, but I don't really. Well, every time I play through it, I usually skip them because I'm already familiar with it. But the PC version is based on the iOS and Android port, which actually, by the way, I've heard that the iOS and Android port of this game are really, really good. So that might be a viable way for you to do it. So you might be thinking to yourself, oh, well, it's based on a really good version of the game. And for the record, they didn't change the sprites or anything. Like, they up-resed them and stuff like that. But unlike the Secret of Mana remake, which has been getting hammered in the press, this is pretty true to the original. Unfortunately, when they moved the game from mobile over to PC, it's kind of a mess. It does the resolution doesn't scale right. There's menu items in weird places. There's tiles for the map that are not lining up like they should, and it's pretty clear that we make the joke that you can't just go into a game engine, in your build and click file, save as whatever platform you want and expect that to work. You've got to actually do some work. Well, it kind of looks like that's basically what Square Enix did. They just went, oh, I can just save this as, and I'm going to call it a day. Well, modders, because this is a Steam game, it's on PC, modders have actually taken to going in and trying to fix it. And it sounds like there's actually quite a few modders who are making some really, really, really good progress. Most of them are doing everything they can to make it look and feel as much like the original Super Nintendo game as they possibly can. I don't have the game. I only know about this from the article that I read up on. And by the way, all the links to all the, since I'm just spitting through these really quick, I'm going to link to the articles down in the description below so you can actually read, because I'm just kind of regurgitating it and giving you my opinion. So that's really cool. Normally I would say avoid the PC version of Chrono Trigger, but if the modding community really steps up like it sounds like they are and does a really good job of getting this game fixed, it might be something to look into. It's $15 on Steam. Check that out. And I hope you, if you do check it out, let me know. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me how the modding community do. Maybe you just don't mind the PC version is the way that it is. I would find that really weird, but let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And I will see you next time right here on CrossForge Gaming Talking Heads. Have a good one. I love you.